Well, YINZ, let's get right into this. So we're in a little bit of a new setup here on YouTube. Before I start, I would love to just tell you guys to follow my Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. I'd really appreciate it, but let's stop all that nonsense and get this video rolling here. So let's walk through my day of, yesterday of the straight madness that occurred. So first off, Permanis. I get in the car and I'm ready for a long 2.5 hour road trip. But what else goes better with that than a Danger Russ sandwich from the Permanis in Strip District? Nothing. So I go there and interview YINZ, which was absolutely nuts. You guys have to check that out. I'll put a little snippet from it. He left us with one of the best quotes I've ever had on Steel City recaps for sure.
Wait. We're going to call it the Puppy Pond.
So on the way up, snow is kind of starting to, arise. It's definitely there. You can tell it. I didn't think too much of it. I thought it was going to be over, wasn't going to be too much of a big deal. Boy, was I wrong. That's for sure. YINZ know me. I'm up at the toll booth, in Cleveland, and, something, it feels a little quiet. I roll down the windows and I start blasting Renegade. Man, it was the time of my life on the way up, but it gets better, everybody. It gets better. Getting to the stadium, I don't like to be negative, going into someone else's house, but it felt like all the exits around the Browns stadium was closed for some reason. It felt like everything within, I would say, 1.5 miles was closed. So if you're ever going up to Cleveland, make sure you keep that, in mind. Put in a hotel near the stadium rather than the stadium, because I'm telling you right now, every exit is closed within 1.5 miles of that stadium. But, we figured it out. We parked down at a hotel about half mile away from the stadium. But walking into the stadium, I went live. I talked to you guys a little bit. A couple Browns fans out there. I was definitely giving them a little bit of, trash talk saying that they were fighting for the #1 draft pick. Pretty funny there. So I walk into the stadium and I see some Steeler fans, and YINZ know me. I got to do some interviews. What am I doing at a game if I'm not interviewing people, right? So I interview, I would say starts with 2 crazy Steeler fans, ends up with about 200 crazy Steeler fans.
Hey, what's going on, YINZ? We out here in Cleveland, bro. These Browns fans, they know where we're going. Let's go! Steelers, here we go!
A few moments later.
Here we go! Give Steelers, bro! Let's go, Steelers!
You know what I mean? That's just Steeler Nation for you. I would say a bunch of people came in around the concourse in the Cleveland Stadium, which was pretty cool to see. Singing "Here We Go Steelers" and stuff. But it was super awesome. So we get into our seats, and I see across the field is the Thursday Night Football cast. So YINZ know me. I can't leave there and not get on TV wearing full Steeler camo, right? So I run over there, and I go down to the front row with Thursday Night Football, and this was absolutely nuts. You guys are not going to believe this. So Richard Sherman is doing his broadcasting, and I catch him in an ad break. I say, "Richard Sherman, Russell Wilson misses playing with you," just kind of like talking to him, right? And he starts laughing. I made Richard Sherman laugh. I mean, there's not a lot of people that can say that, I don't think. But just absolutely nuts, a Super Bowl winner. And then Andrew Whitworth winning to the right of him, which was interesting. And I put up my finger. I said, "If you want a ring, you can come to the Steelers right now, Richard Sherman. I know Russ misses playing with you." And I told Andrew Whitworth, if he wants a ring, you guys can both get re-signed. I tried to get Fitzmagic on the train. He wouldn't bite, though. So cool to experience that and to get Richard Sherman to laugh.
But I'm the best corner in the game. When you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're going to get.
I mean, absolutely nuts right there for one of the Thursday Night Football casts. So definitely interesting there. I also saw Joey Porter Jr. and DeMonte Casey along with Dante Action Jackson, which all waved at us, which was also super cool. I was there with a couple other Steeler fans. I think they might be watching this video, so shout out to you guys if you are. So I head back to the seats. Now I'm going to start to give you guys a little bit more about the Browns Stadium and, stuff more in general. The Browns Stadium is actually really nice. It's kind of hard to explain. It's almost enclosed but open. It's openly enclosed, if that makes sense. It's very easy to get to your seats. I do like the way it's set up. It's got some heaters in there, which was definitely nice little break from the snow. But no, so they started singing the national anthem. The player intros were great. I like the way that they utilized turning off the lights. I wish the Steelers would do that more in Acrisure Stadium, Heinz Field. They don't. Maybe in Renegade, turning the lights off every now and again wouldn't hurt. You know what I mean? But very cool how they use the lights. They love their fireworks up in Cleveland, because I felt like every other play there was a firework going off. So the first half for the Steelers were absolutely horrendous. Absolutely one of the worst halves I've ever watched the Steelers play. I think the final of the first half was the final of the first half was 7-3. I mean, you got to put up more points. You got to start stronger. It looked bad on the offensive side of the ball. But the Browns fans around us were pretty cool. They were definitely, they seemed to expect disappointment. Fortunately for them, they did not get disappointment today. Or last night, excuse me. I personally didn't get any food at halftime. The people I was there with got food. They said that they loved it. They liked the options. They were okay with it all. I do kind of wish Acrisure Stadium would take a step up with their food quality. Maybe get something unique to them, wouldn't hurt. But then the third quarter starts, and now this is where this gets real. I think I have a curse, guys. I really do think I have a curse, and that is every away game I go to, I just get snowed on. Every single away game I've been to, I've gotten snowed on. Buffalo in January for the playoffs. Don't text me, don't call me, don't talk to me about that one. And then now last night getting snowed on. But, absolutely a great memory that I'm always going to remember. It was so cool to see that. You never really see that in the NFL no more. There's not too much of that, so it's cool to see whenever it happens. Being a Steeler fan in Cleveland, we definitely got a few snowballs to our head, which we do deserve. So the Browns go up by 2 scores. Jameis Winston carries it in. Nick Chubb. Everything's looking south for the Steelers. We're considering beating the traffic, but, we're the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is how we do it. We always come back, right? So Jaylen Warren touchdown, followed up by Nick Herbig strip sack, and then finally a touchdown pushed in by Calvin Austin off a great throw from Russell Wilson, if you ask me. This is when the snow really starts coming down. I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch it on TV, but I watched some of the highlights. It looks like you couldn't see the dang ball half the time. So, great that they came through with those catches, massive touchdowns. I also felt Fields made a good difference, although I felt like we put him in at the wrong times, especially in the fourth quarter, which I'll get into a little bit later. So it felt like it was like a sequence of events. It was a 3rd and 7 that could have been a 4th and 2, forced them to make the field goal. It was this whole thing that happened, along with before that, I believe, with Fields airing it out 30 yards downfield. It felt like watching that Mitch Trubisky play all over again. And then, Corliss Waitman, who's been great for us all year, really, really unfortunate time to shank a punt there, my friend. But, what are you going to do? Defense couldn't come through with the stop. It felt like Dallas all over again, to be honest with you. It is what it is, guys. It really is. We still lead the division. It's nothing to, cry about. Although, let's talk about someone who is crying a little bit. That's George Pickens. I'm here and there on him. I really am. George Pickens is a great player. I think probably one of the best receivers I've ever watched play. But he's got to control that attitude, if you ask me. It feels like he just, I don't know. I think he takes it to the max sometimes, And look, that Greg Newsome play where he's pushing him out of the end zone, I don't know. But it's hard because he plays with emotion, which I like. So I don't know. Maybe I'll ask you guys, what do you guys think? Leave a comment about what you guys think about George Pickens. What do you think? Obviously a tough loss. Walking out of the stadium was a little bit rough with all the Browns fans throwing up snowballs and doing snow angels and all of that. I mean, look, we'll give it to them. This is basically their Super Bowl. We still have a lead on the division. I'm not too worried. I mean, these Browns fans were considering jumping in the lake in the snow after beating us. I mean, they're 3-8. The only thing they're fighting for is that number 1 overall draft pick. So finally get out of there, and just absolutely incredible night. One for the ages, but start to drive home. The roads are absolutely horrendous driving home, but fortunately got home safe, which was nice. Got home 3 a.m. to making Richard Sherman laugh, to blasting Renegade at a toll booth, to eating a Danger Russ sandwich. I mean, this day really had it all. Making Richard Sherman laugh and Andrew Whitworth was probably one of the coolest things I've ever experienced. Seeing him and, kind of laughing with him a little bit was a lot of fun. But let's talk Browns. Let's give them a rating. Team, 0 out of 16. Let's start with the stadium, I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10. I did really like the stadium. Obviously, I like that they have internet, so I could push out some interviews for you guys, which was nice. But no, the stadium was really cool. I liked how they utilized the turning off the lights, turning them on, flashing them. Fireworks were real cool. Great experience on Thursday Night Football in prime time. Let's talk about fan vibe. You guys go all out. You guys were 2-8 going into that game, and there was a lot of Browns fans there. Me personally, the Steelers were 2-8. I don't know if I could, make my way out to a snow game in Cleveland when it's going to be 30 degrees. I wouldn't. So props to you guys for that. Very nice fans, if you ask me. There was these funny guys around us, which was a lot of fun to kind of go back and forth with them and stuff. So let's do remembrance of this game. 10 out of 10. I mean, this is going to be a game you're going to see 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. Oh, remember when this happened? Snow game in Cleveland on November 21st, a week before Thanksgiving. It doesn't really get too crazier than that. But yeah, December 8th, Steelers in Cleveland. And we're going to send them back up the turnpike. But hey, that's all I got for you guys. Please let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe do some more YouTube videos like this. I hope you guys really did enjoy, though. And have a nice night, everybody.